The California special election is right around the corner. Proposition 50 could reshape the balance of power in Congress. If Prop 50 passes, it would redraw state congressional districts, potentially shifting 5 seats from Republicans to Democrats. Here is a look at the current map showing the results of the 2024 election. You can see the red districts are mainly in the Central Valley and parts of Northern and Southern California. But watch what happens when we change to the map that is the proposed redrawn congressional district. You can see that most of Northern California turns blue with only a few Republican strongholds to the south. So how was this redistricting map decided? Lauren Toms explains.
Under Prop 50, California's congressional maps could shift the balance of power not only felt in Washington, but on the ground in counties across the state. And Sonoma state political expert David McEwen says to look to the north to understand the stakes.
You have to win and pick up a couple of seats in the north to then make it possible to draw an inside straight for the South and the Central Valley to get those other 3 seats.
That inside straight is the heart of Prop 50, a mid-decade map redraw designed to help Democrats gain 5 new congressional seats in a state where maps usually change only once a decade. But the map isn't as new as it looks or feels.
This is not something that the creators of Prop 50 kind of came up with on their own. This is actually a map that the commission was looking at the end of the 2021 process.
Redistricting expert Paul Mitchell says many of these lines from Southern California up to the North Coast were first considered by the state's independent redistricting commission back in 2021. The difference this time, a clear political intent to move just enough Democrats into Republican-leaning districts to offset Republican gains in Texas.
Kind of the starting point for the California maps, being a nonpartisan map, made it a lot easier to achieve these gains for Democrats without disrupting the majority of the state's districts.
But Republicans call it a power grab. Congressman Kevin Kiley says under the proposed map, his district would be split 6 ways.
A lot of people will not be able to vote for the person who represents them now because your district will be shattered into different pieces. And so if you like your representative, you don't like your representative, you may lose the right to vote for them or against them.
Kiley warns that sidestepping the state's independent process approved by voters to prevent gerrymandering will weaken trust in mixed communities that share little in common, linking solidly blue Marin County to Trump-supporting areas near the Oregon border, all under one representative.
Suddenly you have a representative who also represents very different communities that have maybe an entirely different set of interests. And so people are going to be left in many cases without any sense that they have their own representative in Congress. They're advocating for them and fighting for them.
And as McEwen teaches that every map tells a story, this one shows how politics, power, and place collide.
These are very divergent and different communities that do not see the world the same way and reflect, I think, the diversity of California and its political interests.
Meanwhile, North Carolina's Senate has approved a new congressional map aimed at helping Republicans gain an additional GOP seat in the House. It comes a day after lawmakers formally opened debate on that map. The new district lines would give Republicans 11 out of the 14 House seats from North Carolina. They currently control 10 seats under last year's election map. The North Carolina House is expected to vote tomorrow.